Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to make some Panang curry for the first time. So let's get started. All right, so for this recipe, I'm actually gonna do a couple different modifications just because I was not able to find some ingredients at the Asian grocery store. So let me just show you guys all the things that you're gonna need to make this happen, hopefully. All right, so here are the ingredients I have. First things first, we got some coconut milk. I'm aiming to only use a can, but depending on how the recipe goes, I might use 2 cans. We got some fish sauce here. Typically, you would use palm sugar for this recipe. I don't have any, so we're using some coconut palm sugar. And then we got some Panang curry paste. I got some red Thai chilies here. And typically for this recipe, you would have, I think, what they call kaffir lime leaves or mac-root. But they were sold out. I was trying to get the fresh ones. They were completely sold out. And then my next alternative was to get the frozen ones, but they were completely sold out on those. So I'm just gonna use some Thai basil in there and just hope for the best. I'm gonna also maybe do, because they said it was like lime leaves, and so I have lemon, and maybe I'll use a little bit of lemon zest and a little bit of lemon juice, but I'm going to kind of just like taste as I go to just see. And then I'm just gonna add in a little bit more veggie in there. I got some really like thinly diced red peppers. Wanted to put in a little bit of minced ginger in there. Just green onions for garnish. I have some peanuts here. Shout out to my uncle. He always, every time I go back to Jersey, he always gives me a whole tub of like homemade like roasted peanuts. So I'm gonna use that for garnish. And then I got some chicken here. This is some chicken thighs. I know people typically use pork or like pork butt, but I actually don't really eat that much pork, so I'm gonna go with chicken. And that has been cleaned and ready to go. So let's get started on this. All right, guys, so I washed up some of the Thai basil leaves, and I'm now going to roll it together just like that. And I'm going to use my knife here, and I'm gonna just thinly slice. Yeah, so it just looks like those pieces, and you can really smell like the aroma of it already. And then I'm gonna grab a couple of these Thai chilies. Like, I like spice, but not too spicy. So we are just going to take a couple of these as like our, to put them in. Yeah, that should be good enough for us. And just like break it up just like that. Okay, there we go. Now I got my pan here, and I'm gonna take the coconut milk and I'm going to add it to the pan. Oops. I'm gonna mix this up and get it to a good simmer. And right now my heat, I've put it at a medium. Alright guys, we got the coconut milk to a simmer. So now I'm going to add in the Panang curry paste. I don't know how much to add, so I'm going to add like half of this container first and kind of just like play it by ear. Alright, it looks good so far, but I don't think it's like fully to the desired color. Alright guys, so I decided to just add in the whole container. There we go. And we'll mix that in. Alright, we'll let that simmer. Alright guys, I got the Panang curry paste all mixed into the coconut milk. Now it's time to add our chicken in there. And I'm going to cook this until it is fully cooked. What I'm actually going to do also is I'm going to put it on like a medium-low heat, and I'm going to put the cover on top and just let it get to a simmer. But I'm going to check on it every once in a while just to mix up the chicken. Alright guys, it's been about 5 minutes and you could see it's boiling up here. I'm just going to do a little quick mix and just let it continue to cook, to let the chicken continue to cook here. But it's smelling really good, I will say that. Alright. That looks good. And I'm just going to cover this up again. There we go. Alright guys, this is what it's looking like. The chicken is almost cooked, so I'm going to give it another round. It's been about another 5 minutes. So just going to give it a good mix. And again, it's smelling real good, so I'm just gonna let that cook. I've lowered my heat a little bit. It's now at like a low instead of a medium low, but I think I'm gonna increase it a little bit to a medium low. Okay? Let that simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes. Alright guys, our chicken is all cooked, so I'm going to grab the Thai basil that I had chopped up, and I'm going to just sprinkle a good amount of it all over, just like that. And then also I'm going to add in some of the Thai chilies and just put a little bit of that in there, probably not too much because I don't want it to get too hot. We got some red peppers. I'm gonna sprinkle that in there as well. And I'm also gonna add in a little bit of this ginger here to give it a little bit different flavor. And a little different, I'm gonna add in just a sprinkle of onions. I just love onions, so I like having onions in my food. And then we're gonna put in a little bit of garlic here, just a tad. Okay. So now I'm gonna lower my heat a little bit more since our chicken is cooked. But I just want the flavors to be enhanced within the sauce itself. Alright, so that is what it's looking like. I'm going to put the top on and let this simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes. Actually, before I let it simmer, one thing I forgot to add is some of the coconut palm sugar. So I'm just gonna get just a little scoop of this and just sprinkle it. Then I'm also gonna add in a little dash of some fish sauce. Not really measuring this, just kind of like putting in a couple dabs of it. Okay, I think that's good. And then I'm going to mix it up. Alright, and then now we're gonna cover this up and let it simmer on like a medium-low, maybe a medium, for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Alright guys, this is what it's looking like. Everything is pretty much cooked, but I gave it a little, like the broth, like a little taste, and it is pretty spicy for me personally. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add in a little bit more coconut milk to kind of help with that. So here we go. I think I'll add in the whole can. Alright, we're gonna let that simmer in. And hopefully it won't be as spicy. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like intolerable. But I feel like when this stays longer in the fridge, it'll get even more spicy when it's like all marinated in the curry paste. So yeah, I think the one coconut milk will do it. So I'm gonna let that simmer in for a little bit. All right guys, this is what it's looking like. It's looking good to go. So I'm gonna plate this up and give it a little taste test. All right guys, this is the final product. Look at that. Let's give this a little taste test. All right guys, let's do a little taste test. Try this out. A little bit of the broth. First bite, let's do it. Oh yeah. With the peanut garnish on top. And it's still a kick. There's still a kick in there. It's just the right amount of spice. So definitely putting 2 cans of coconut milk, I think, did it for me. If you're like more like me, I'm like a little like mild to a medium type of spice, then this is like the perfect amount. And then you can always add a little bit more chilies as you go. but this really does it for me. This is delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this now. But if you guys have made Panang curry before, let me know your guys' recipe, what you guys would do differently, what you guys would do the same. What are some tips or suggestions you would like to give me so that I can make it even better the next time? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.